So one of the hardest things for drag racing fans to understand when entering the sport is how exactly do points work within the NHRA. You always hear heading into Pomona that there are certain criteria that drivers need to meet in order to win a championship. Say, the points leader needs to make it to the semifinal round, then they lock up the championship. If they go on round one and second place goes to the semis, they win a championship. If third place has both the top two go out and they make it to the finals and win, they win the championship. In most scenarios, it's very confusing for a first timer who may be walking into a racetrack the first time to understand what it is exactly they're watching, because of the fact that there is a race within a race. While there's still the battle for the national event win, there's also the battle for the championship, and it's one of the most confusing point structures for an outsider, because when you watch sports like NASCAR or IndyCar, it becomes very common to understand how points work. The higher you finish in the running order, the more points you earn. The more points you earn, the way you win a championship. But in NHRA, where 4 drivers can earn the same amount of points in a given round, it becomes very confusing as to what exactly makes you a champion and what puts you in a position to win a championship. So now as we enter the countdown for the championship this year, I thought this would be the perfect time to teach new fans who may be watching the countdown for the first time how exactly does this point system work and what you're going to be looking out for in each of the following 6 races. So sit down, welcome to class. Here's how you learn about the countdown. The way drivers earn points during a national event weekend is through the qualifying sessions. On most national event weekends, you'll see 4 qualifying sessions. On some weekends, you may see 3 due to how the schedule plays out. We just had the special occasion of the US Nationals where you have 5 rounds of qualifying on the weekend, but in most cases, you'll see the 4. The way drivers will first earn the points is by setting low ET of each session. The way that plays out for most weekends, excluding Indianapolis and Pomona where the finals is held, where points and a half are earned, you'll see the first driver who sets a low ET get 3 points, second will get 2, third will get 1. At Indy and the finals, fastest will get 4, second gets 3, third gets 2, and then the 4th place driver gets 1. Now, something you need to keep in mind is if a session is rained out, so say 6 drivers set down a time and then it downpours rain, you have enough drivers to award bonus points, but since everybody didn't get a chance, nobody for that session will earn points. At the end of qualifying, bonus points are also awarded to all top 16 qualifiers in each of the 4 pro categories, with the same events applying excluding Indy and the finals. At most events, first will get 8, second gets 7, third gets 6, fourth gets 5, and 6th gets 4. 7th and 8th will earn 3, 9th through 12th get 2, 13th to 16th get 1. At Indy and Pomona, where you get points and a half, first gets 10, second gets 9, go down incrementals of 1, 7th and 8th get 5, 9th to 12th get 4, 13th to 16th get 3. On elimination day, there are no bonus points for setting low ET. Points are earned by advancing through until you inevitably find a winner for the national event. At most events, first round losers will get 20, second round losers get 40, semifinal losers get 60, the runner-up in the finals get 80, and the national event winner gets 100. Same rule applies for the points and a half, except this time you'll see about 20 points for the first round, 30 points for the second, and then so forth, and you get the idea. First round gets 30, second gets 60, semifinal losers get 90, runner-up gets 120, and winner gets 150. So it's a big swing when you go into those next 2 races because of the fact that now you get points and a half, and it opens up a lot more opportunities for drivers to earn points to try and win the championship. Now, following the US Nationals, which we just had at Indianapolis Raceway Park this weekend, we've officially entered NHRA's postseason, the countdown to the championship. For a history lesson of where the countdown came from, you can watch the video I just made entitled Countdown to Controversy, which I just posted last week. There you'll find the history of where the countdown came from, what might have inspired, and how it has transformed throughout the last couple years. Now, how the countdown works is after the US Nationals, the NHRA will have historically taken the top 10 in points to fight for the championship and reset their points for the final 6 races at Reading, Charlotte, St. Louis, Dallas, Vegas, and then the NHRA finals and Pomona. Whoever was first starts with 2,100 points, second gets 2,080, so they get 20 points less, and then third down gets in increments of 10. However, if you look at the points, there are an additional 3 drivers in Top Fuel, Funny Car, and Pro Stock. That is because now you can be locked into the countdown by meeting a minimum number of required qualifying rounds on each national event weekend. Why that is can be a whole nother video in its entirety, and I don't want this to be a hate-filled rant, so I'm gonna skip it entirely. Now, to show you how exactly the points reset works, I have found myself to be more of a visual learner, to kind of use visual objects to represent what it means. And with this being the NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series, what a better way to show you how to have a visual representation than by using Mission Foods themselves. So if you'll join me down here, you'll see my little fun representation of the Funny Car top 2 in points between Austin Prock and Bob Tasca. Now, leaving Indianapolis, Austin Prock left with 1,379 points, 348 ahead of second place Bob Tasca. But with the reset, Austin Prock now finds himself with only a 39-point lead ahead of Bob Tasca. Now, what you might see in the points, however, is that the points aren't exactly as even as what they show, and that is because of a fun little thing that the NHRA had in store back in 2023, where while you not be able to keep all of your points, you can get some of your points back in return. And that is through a fun little deal called the Mission Foods Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge. In Austin Prock's case here, he won 7 out of the 9 Mission Foods Too Fast, Too Tasty events throughout the season. And the way this works is at every NHRA national event, they will take the semifinals from the previous event starting at Pomona all the way through Indianapolis. They will take those semifinals, and on Saturday during qualifying, they will rerun it, and whoever rounds out the winner gets 3 bonus points. Runner-up gets 2, the semifinal losers get 1. So like in Prock's case, he won 7 out of the 9 he was in. So he earned 23 points from winning and then ended the season with 25. Following Indy, the countdown will not be seen again until next season, meaning all points will once again be earned through qualifying and racing like mentioned above. So that is going to wrap up a pretty basic summary on how the countdown to the championship and the NHRA point system works. Some things you're going to want to keep in mind as you head into these final 6 races. During qualifying, be sure to keep track of who has what bonus points through the qualifying sessions, and then most importantly at the end of qualifying, because historically those have helped decide it. In this case, the Funny Car Championship. It helped Matt Hagan secure it because he earned more points, but it also helped Bob Tasca keep ahead in the points to have a shot going into Pomona. And it also cost him because of a points penalty he had back at Vegas when he had his bonus points taken away. It has also helped drivers like Doug Coletta be able to have an upper hand to move themselves back up. That's also where the reset comes back in. Now, whether this is how you decide a legitimate championship, that can be decided after you watch the Countdown to Controversy video that I made back earlier this week. But with how the points work, this was no doubt going to be once again a very exciting countdown to the championship. So if you want to keep up with what's going on in the countdown, be sure to watch the videos as we get set for the final 6 races of the NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series season. We will have you full points updates following each national event as we look closer to the NHRA finals in Pomona. Once again, if you guys like the content, subscribe today. Be sure to like and comment down below what you think. Be sure to follow me on all social media pages down below. MightyMac03 on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And be sure to as well support our partners at Peak for all support they have given us through the U.S. Nationals and hopefully through the rest of the season as well. And until ready to start the countdown to the championship, this has been Mighty Mac. See you next time.